Hey everyone, I'm the Big Onion Institute, and this is the guide to my Cave Update add-on. There's quite a lot in this add-on, so let's get started. So first up, we have the blocks. So first let's start off looking at some of the new ores. Here we have prismarine ore, and we also have prismarine crystal ore. Both of these ores drop their respective items. Both of these ores can be found underneath any ocean biome. You can combine both of their drops with an iron ingot to create a prismarite ingot, except currently the feature is still a work in progress. I am unable to create custom tools that work correctly, so once they add that functionality, then I will add this as a feature, but currently it's just limited to the ingot, and there's not much use besides that for prismarite. So moving on, we have some much needed crafting recipes. I put the arrows here so you can tell when there's a crafting recipe. Because when you're mining, your inventory gets clogged up with all these different types of stone, I thought it'd be a good idea to craft all of these back into cobblestone. That means that you can clear your inventory out while also gaining some more useful cobblestone. So that is pretty nice. So next up, we have all the different kinds of stones and the goo lantern. But first, let's go over the mossy stone. So the mossy stone, you would find this inside of underground jungles, which I will show those later, and you craft it using vines and stone. Next we have desert stone, which you craft it using sand and normal stone, or you can use a silk touch pickaxe to mine it directly from the desert. So, like I just said, you would find this underneath the desert. And honestly, I really like the way this looks. And when you're in the underground desert, you'll find all kinds of different ores down here. Or down there, rather. So here are all the different ores you can find. They all have different variants compared to the regular variants. Near bedrock in the desert, you'll find a new stone called flamestone. Flamestone is a much darker and harsher looking variant of stone compared to the normal desert stone. Could be pretty useful for decorating things. So then in the colder biomes you have ice stone, which you craft using stone and ice like this. So all these different kinds of stone variants just drop cobblestone so that you can still craft tools and do all kinds of things normally. They're just pretty much aesthetic changes. And then the last block we have is the goo lantern. So the goo lantern is crafted from 4 glowworm goos, which you get off of those guys over there. And it's kind of just like a new, interesting light source block that is kind of along the lines of glowstone and redstone lamps. And it's a little bit gross, but I really like it. So I think next we should show off all the biomes. So first we have the underground jungle. You'll find this biome, well, surprisingly enough, underneath the jungle. This biome mirrors the surface with the type of foliage that you will see. You'll find vines, you'll find bushes, actually quite a lot of bushes, and you'll also find a lot of tall grass as well. Another unique and pretty scary aspect about these caves is they're home to a new type of spider called the brood spider that I will be showing later. Next, we have the ice caves. You will find ice caves underneath most snowy biomes. As you can see, they're made predominantly out of ice stone and, well, also just packed ice. And currently they have no unique enemies, but hopefully in the future I would like to change that. I'm not exactly sure what kind of enemies I would include down here, but, you know, I'm open to suggestions. And if we go deep enough, yeah, we could find some blue ice. Having an extra reward of blue ice is always nice. Hey, that rhymed. Okay, so last here we have the underground desert. And just like with the ice caves, these desert caves are made predominantly out of a new stone variant. This stone variant is called desert stone. However, unlike ice caves, the desert caves have a new sub-biome when you get low enough called the deep desert. And as you can see periodically, oh, there we go. Periodically, embers come out of the ground, and I think it looks really cool. I just thought I'd edit this in. I found a really cool area where the deep desert generated. It has a lot of magma stone. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. So yeah, the deep desert's full of magma blocks and also just random lava pockets like the nether. Wow, look at that. That looks really cool. Alright, so now that we've covered all the different biome caves, let's look at all the different generated structures. So the first one really isn't a structure, but it generates like one. So these are vases. So they have kind of mediocre loot inside of them. And I mean, well, if you like torches, they're not bad. I mean, they give you more than torches, but they're not as good as dungeon chests. But they do have a very specific use. So if you want, you could break them. But, yes. Okay, so this one gave us a rusty iron key. Rusty iron key allows us to open chests with actually good loot in them. So down here, I have one of those chests. This is an iron chest, and iron keys are required to open these iron chests. They can only open iron chests, actually. So if I try to open it by hand, it doesn't work. So if I use the key, though, you can hear the sound, and it opens. And ooh, we got a bone club. So bone club is actually a new weapon that I added. And so it doesn't have a limited amount of durability, unlike other weapons, so you can use it continuously. Let me try to hit this bat up here. Bonk. Yeah, see, so what it does is it knocks things back. So this can be very helpful when spelunking, because when you're underground, you never know what's going to get you. So you always want to be careful when going up to chests, because... Ooh! Oh! Ooh! Please die. Oh, God. Okay, yeah. So, they can turn out to be monsters. So that was a mimic. Man, that guy really got me. So, you gotta be very careful when opening chests. Make sure that it's an actual chest and not a mimic, though it can be really hard to tell sometimes. So if we try to open up this chest, it doesn't work. So that's because we have an iron key. What we need is... Oh, okay, I'll just keep that. What we need is a golden key. And you find golden keys in the iron chests, like the one that we opened earlier, but we unfortunately didn't get one in that one. But usually golden chests give you much better loot compared to iron chests. So we got another bone club. So next we have the spider nest. And this one is a really freaky structure. So if you have arachnophobia, you probably won't like this one. Thankfully I don't, which is, why I made it. And it is a hole full of spiders and spider eggs and death and doom, and you probably don't want to go down there because you will die a horrible death. Oh god. Oh god. Oh jeez. So, it's not that bad if you have a weapon. Probably not the best for me to do it with like half health, but just be prepared when going down here. So, what you'll find is each one of these eggs drop some loot, and the loot is comparable, and actually a little bit better than the loot that you would find inside the pots. And so they can drop you spider hearts, which spider hearts have a couple functions. We'll look at some of them later, but its main function right now is as an edible item. So it's kind of like a golden apple, but not in the same way that spider eyes can heal your hunger but also poison you. This heals your health and gives you a bunch of effects while also giving you nausea. So it fits the same theme of both helping and hurting you. So you probably won't want to use that as a main source of food. I'm just going to cut until I'm not sick anymore. Alright, so I'm out of the hole. Alright, let's get rid of this last spider egg. Ka-chow! Kaboom! I really like this bone club. Okay, so let's move on to our final structure. It's not actually the final structure, but the other ones don't really matter all that much. Ooh, that's another spider hole. Good thing it's empty. So this one is the end portal. This is very rare. They're about as rare as strongholds, maybe a little bit more common, but As you can see, they don't have any eyes filled whatsoever. The reason for these, besides just looking cool and being fun to discover, is the fact that if you build your house really far away from the world spawn, finding a stronghold can get pretty hard. So I thought these would be a pretty nice alternative to be able to find so that you could enter the end without having to walk several thousand blocks. Alright, so those were all the meaningful structures. So now let's go to look at the mobs. I have all the mobs arranged in this chest. So let's look at the glowworm first, because you saw those guys hopping about the main room over there. So if we spawn one, boom, little tiny worm dude. Oh, hello. So as you can probably tell by their name, boom, they glow. They actually glow. And as they move around, the light moves too. And if you hold a mushroom out, I think just a brown mushroom, then they will follow you. And if I get rid of these lights over here, you can see they act like a portable light source, so you could keep them in caves with you. And so, they all drop a unique resource, which... Oh, shouldn't have used this knockback tool. Okay, boom. So, as you can see, they dropped glowworm goo, which you use glowworm goo, like I showed earlier, to craft a goo lantern. So, that's how you would get this. And you can see, if I put this next to the redstone lamp, they are pretty similar-ish. And, oh yeah. So, if you eat this, what it will do is it will give you night vision and a little bit of nausea, because, you know, you're eating bug goo. But the nausea wears away pretty fast. And so it's kind of just like a cheap and easy way to get night vision for a little bit. It doesn't last that long. In fact, I might just wait until the particles go away. So I will cut back and... Oh, okay, never mind. It's going away already. Let's spawn the next guy. So, next we have the trapped miner. So the trapped miner is, well, the, poor trapped miner guy. He looks like the eggs before, and you break him free just like you broke the eggs. Boom. Hello. Alright, so these guys, you can trade with them, but only once you've rescued them. And in order to rescue them, you have to feed them food. I don't have any food on me. Give me bread, please. Okay. Now, take that food. Now you love me. Actually, doesn't really love you as much as he's grateful to you, and he will follow you. So what you could do is you could lead him up to the surface. Come on, guy, let's go up to the surface. So you could lead him up to the surface, and what you have to... Oh, okay. So what you have to do is you need to take this guy to the nearest village. Well, so you need to take him to the nearest village. I'll just right-click you so that you won't follow me down. You need to take him to the nearest village, and he will turn into a new type of villager that sells you mining-related stuff. So that's pretty helpful. So next we have a couple mobs, which are all pretty related. So if you downloaded my add-on previously... Oh, hello there. If you downloaded my add-on previously, you should be familiar with the coal crawler. So these guys, dropped coal when you killed them, but now we have the iron crawler, the gold crawler, the redstone crawler, the lapis crawler, and the diamond crawler. So all of these different crawlers are different rarities, and they drop their respective minerals. So I got a diamond from that guy, and if I kill you, you should give me, yes, some iron. And if we go in here, yeah. So we can kill this guy and get his coal, and, okay, so you get the picture. I think that's enough crawler death for right now. Let's put these away. Get out of here. Good thing I still have this bone club on me, because I'm going to set my game mode to survival so we can properly test out some of the new hostile mobs. So let's quickly go over the ones that we already saw. So first up we have the spiderling, which, as you saw, these guys can be pretty dangerous in numbers, but by themselves they're kind of pushovers. You got one hit by my bone club. So then next we have the spider egg, which... The spider egg, you can often find these just generating in little tiny nests underground. I mean outside of those holes that we saw. And when you break them, they can spawn up to 2 baby spiders and some loot, and the loot that we got here was kind of subpar, just being 3 string. So I'm just going to put that away, but it can be better. So next up we have the brood spider that I talked about earlier. So the brood spider is a massive spider with 40 hit points, and she has a venomous bite, and as you can see, several spiderlings on her back. And I'm not sure why she didn't do it this time, but usually she spawns spiderlings. And I don't know if you saw, but she dropped a spider heart. They're the main way that you get spider hearts. So the last 4 creatures that we have left are the bristle spider, and this guy's not really, you won't see him all that much. He spawns during the boss fight, which I'll be showing later, but yeah, nothing really special about him. Alright, so moving on, we have the undead miner. These guys are found deep below ground and are much more dangerous than their zombie counterparts. So they drop their helmets, their pickaxes, and sometimes random ore. Their pickaxes can be anywhere from a wooden pickaxe to an iron pickaxe. It can have any enchantment. So, next we have the mimics. We already saw this guy. Ouch! Ow! Please die. Please die. Okay, yeah. Still as dangerous as ever. Probably want to pack some armor when fighting those guys. So iron mimics aren't the only kinds of mimics that you'll find, and I think I'm probably going to heal myself up before I fight the next one, because I do not think that I will survive fighting a gold mimic. They are a lot stronger than the normal mimic. Alright, how about you? Ouch! Ooh. Okay, I'm doing alright. Ouch! Ooh, okay, I'm not doing okay. Okay, kill him. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, ow, oof, oh, whoa! Whoa, wow, okay, I'm alright. I have 1 heart, yeah, or half a heart actually, so yeah, you definitely want some form of armor. Good thing I have these spider hearts, and yeah, I'm just gonna heal up. Yeah, be careful when finding gold chests, because you could very easily die. Okay, now that the showcase is almost over, I think it's about time that I finally show you what's in this chest. So all of this is weapons and armor, and I'm probably going to need this for the final part of the showcase. Whoa, cave sound. I forgot to mention that I re-added these from Java Edition. I thought caves were a little bit too quiet without them. So I was sneaky, and behind this painting is yet another secret. Woo! Yeah, check this out. Secret boss arena. Woohoo! So yeah, this add-on adds a new boss. And so the crafting recipe for the spawn egg is in here. So this is the second reason, or the second use of the spider hearts that I mentioned earlier. So what you do is you take 4 spider hearts in a pattern like that, and then 5 string, 5 string, and then you create a kind of stupid looking thing, spider matriarch spawn block. So I kind of needed to make that in order to actually give you the egg because of how add-ons work. I can't directly give you a spawn egg because of some stupidness, so I had to do it this way. So until I can think of a better method, this is the best I got. So it's a little bit janky, but I think it's fine for now. Without any further ado, let's spawn the spider matriarch already. So this boss is designed to be fought with about iron gear or better, and a shield is definitely recommended. I'd also probably recommend having some ranged weapons too, so you can shoot her from far away, like that. So I didn't want to go like too over the top with the difficulty, because I wanted her to be kind of like an early on boss, and not some of the later bosses like the Wither or the Ender Dragon, because you fight those guys really late into the game. So having kind of an early game boss, I felt was something that needed to be filled. But that being said, she's still not a pushover. So I tried to make her attacks much more varied compared to the 2 vanilla bosses. So she can spawn a range of things, including all these spider eggs that you see everywhere. And these spider eggs spawn a bunch of baby spiders that, as you can see, are following me constantly. I want to probably clear these guys up and make sure that the eggs don't get too numerous. Another thing that you can spawn is some bristle spiders, like the ones that I showed earlier, and also brood spiders, which they themselves spawn even more spiders, so you want to take care of those guys really fast. Ooh. Yeah. Oof. So if you've played this add-on before, you'll notice that this fight's a little bit different than it was in the previous version. One, I fixed the issue where it wasn't giving you anything at the end because of the update. That had something to do with the update breaking some of the scripts, so now that should be working correctly. Actually, I know it works correctly. Yeah. Oof. Second, I didn't like how often she would spam the baby spiders. They would just clog everything up, so I made it to where she now spawns these eggs. So you can get the eggs, you could either prioritize these eggs and then have the baby spiders not be a problem, or you could prioritize the boss and then have to deal with a large amount of baby spiders. So it's kind of, you have to kind of pick your strategy on how you fight this boss. Yeesh. Ah. Focusing. Focusing. Please die. Another improvement that I've made since the last version is in the animation. As you can see, anytime she spawns things, her abdomen shakes. And when you kill her, she has a new death animation now, instead of just spinning around, which didn't really make much sense. And yeah. So as you can see, she drops a new weapon. It's not really a weapon as much as it's a summoning tool. And what it does is it summons friendly spiders. And these friendly spiders should attack any hostile mobs around you. And you can tell that they're different by their green eyes. And so I'm going to spawn a mob real quick. Here we go. Zombie. Here we go. Now attack them, my minions. Yes, kill him. No, no, kill him. Oh my god. Yes. Yes, kill him. Do it. Yes. Okay, so now you can make these guys do all your work. Now let's spawn the husk. Slightly harder enemy. And they should kill him. Oh, okay. I guess you guys have failed me. Now I'm hungry. How come a zombie scratching you makes you hungry? Just like he walks up and you're like, I could really use a pizza right now. That scratch made me so hungry. I gotta eat all this bread. Okay, now it spawns something better. Pillager. Yeah, kill the pillager. Pillager that pillager. Yeah, so you can use these guys as kind of like a wolf that never dies. I mean, they do die, but they're always replenished. Spawn Ravager. Okay, let's see if they can take out a Ravager. Come on. Come on. Don't fail me. Don't fail me now. What are you doing? You're just in the corner. There, okay. Oh. Oh, that's bad. Okay, yeah. Watch out for their explosion attacks. That kind of destroys the egg. If the egg gets blown up, it'll drop itself, but it'll, stop spawning baby spiders. Ooh, yeah, this club's really good against Ravagers. Bonk. Bonk. Yeah, so having this club plus the baby spiders is a pretty good strategy. So this item isn't too overpowered, but it sure is fun to use. I imagine you'd have a lot of uses for automating farms and such with it. And you could also put it on walls. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that animation. That looks kind of interesting. Well, anyway, that's about everything that's in the Cave Update add-on. I hope you enjoyed, and subscribe to keep up to date with all my add-ons in the future. So, next I'm planning on potentially doing a short survival playthrough of this add-on plus a couple of my yet unreleased add-ons. So watch out for that if you want a sneak peek of what I'm working on. Alright, so that's it for me, so I'll catch you next time.